2 minutes past 8 p.m. Central African time. Welcome back. You are tuned into the special focus. My name is Zahid Jadwat. Now, before the ad break, we were speaking about the US elections of 2020, which is coming up in a few weeks' time. Of course, the main date is the 3rd of November, and that was a really interesting discussion. But now we move on. We are now speaking to Ms. Lee Zama, who is the CEO of FEDASA, that is the Federated Hospitality Association of South Africa. She's going to be speaking to us about the tourism industry's preparedness for the 2020 holiday season. Of course, December not very far off. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening, Zahid.
It is a pleasure having you on the show this evening. Just help us understand now to begin with. Is the tourism industry prepared for the upcoming summer season? Of course, it's a major holiday period for South Africans. Is the tourism industry ready for this? And are you relieved that the measures that were placed to combat COVID-19 are lifted?
Well, we welcome the opening of the international borders, at least because as a tourism industry, we need that revenue. The industry is ready. We've been ready for a very long time to welcome tourists or even have South Africans tourists come and visit our places of work. The industry generally works under very strict hygiene protocols without COVID, and some of it is even legislated. So the extra measures that we put together to protect the industry further and protect South Africans and to mitigate the spread of COVID has been an additional measure that has been not that of a problem for us to implement as a sector. And we do believe that we're totally travel ready to receive tourists in the country.
Yeah, so just take us through some of the protocols that are being implemented during this COVID-19 time.
Well, the protocols in general and running right across even if you look at the World Health Organization and any document you find around the world, it premises on a very basic legs. One is to implement social distancing in the operations. Two, ensure that there is the right PPE for the staff. Third, ensure that the staff is trained properly to be able to implement what it needs to be done. Fourth, you're looking at sanitization of touch points. Those are some of the basic things. And so what we've done is we've put together this a very comprehensive document, which includes even legislation that, whatever, local government has said in South Africa, obviously, to say, look, these are the terms with which you can do business. You are allowed 50% of your venue to have, and for instance, in terms of events, 50% of capacity is allowed. So we've included those elements as well. And then we've gone through the detail when you serve buffets. We'll rather prefer not to serve buffets at this stage because of some of the problems that come with it. But if you've got means to ensure that those buffets is basically prepared meals, then it's actually okay. So we've gone through detail for every different market segment to ensure that whatever that they do is covered in the document. And we've gone further and
yeah.
we have even an app which we've developed where we are encouraging all businesses in the tourism sector to register themselves on that app.
Yeah, just before we wrap up, have you been able to implement these measures safely and adequately? Has it been smooth since you reopened as an industry?
Absolutely. We've been ready and waiting for government to open the sector. And because we prepared this and we were training and informing all the operators about this for quite a while. So we've been doing some work going into some of the operations ourselves as leadership in the tourism industry to see what is being done. And we've been quite impressed. The tourism industry has been the hardest hit by COVID. So you'll appreciate that we will do our utmost to ensure that we protect the sector, we protect employees, we protect our guests, and we protect South Africans. We want to continue doing our business within the confines of the COVID restrictions. We want to continue. So we are doing everything in our power to ensure that we continue doing what we do.
Mm. And finally, I understand that your industry has requested for a meeting with the government to undertake their methodology behind the list of countries allowed in South Africa. That, of course, referring to the list of countries which are banned from sending their citizens to South Africa due to the risk of COVID-19.
Absolutely, because we wish government should take us into confidence on what is the methodology that has been used for them to come to these conclusions. Because we do believe that leisure tourists should be allowed to come into South Africa. If the people are testing negative and they have no risk to South Africans, why should not be allowed into the country? So the blanket ban for some of these countries, we believe it's actually not realistic and it has no scientific basis because the scientists and health professionals that we've widely consulted because we have done extensive work in that regard and they've told us, I mean, absolutely no basis for this.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
That was Ms. Lee Zama, who is the CEO of FEDASA, the Federated Hospitality Association of South Africa. They are the national trade association for the hospitality industry that includes accommodation and catering sectors on what protocols are being implemented. That's where we are going to leave it for the special focus this evening. Myself, of course, thank you for tuning in. From myself, Zahid Jadwat, and the team. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.